Good morning, students. Today we will learn about gated neural network. We will talk about gated neural network, or you can say gated recurrent network. Till now we have seen various lectures based on neural networks. So let us just memorize a few things before studying this gated recurrent network. So first of all, let us just memorize what is neural network. So basically neural network is a type of network which works with a machine, and what we as a human being expect from machine is that a machine should react like a human brain. So that is why some networks has been developed and name has been given like neural network, because just like the neurons of a human brain is working, so same working we as a human being expecting from the machine. Okay, so in the series of types of neural networks, there are some very important neural networks which works under deep learning and gives us or helps us to manipulate the data set which is based on text. Why is this statement I have given? Because every type of neural network works on different types of data which is available. Data like pictorial data, or you can say graphical data, text form data, or numerical data. So the data has been present or spreaded everywhere in different forms, and every type of neural network designed for different types of data. So here the kind of neural networks I am explaining is basically famous for working on text based data. Okay, so our today's topic is gated recurrent network. So before understanding this topic, you must have the prerequisite of two more types of networks which are called RNN, called recurrent neural network, and the second one is LSTM, long short term memory neural network. So let us just take a look in a small form, just to understand or just to memorize their working before going towards gated recurrent network. So first of all, what is RNN? So as I just said that there are various types of neural networks present, but all those types works on different types of information. So RNN is that type of neural network which works on text based data. Okay, so how does it work? Basically as it is written here, like it is a type of neural network where the output from previous step are fed as the input to the current step. Okay, it is somehow like, you can think like if you want to make a sentence like I came from India. So the network should be much capable to make this sentence in proper format. Okay, or if I can say that I have spent lots of time in Spain, but since last 2 years I have been in USA, so I am very much capable to speak. So what you people as a human being can say, definitely Spanish, because I spend lots of my time in Spain, so that is why I am much capable to speak Spanish at this position. Okay, but if we can say about RNN, if we can talk about RNN, then it is almost impossible for recurrent neural network to create such kind of senses, to understand such kind of senses and fill in the blanks, like what comes after any word. Okay, RNN is simply capable to learn only short term memories, like the sky is obviously the sky is blue. So it is very obvious for RNN networks to put a word blue after the whole sentence, like the sky is blue. So it is easier for RNN to put such kind of words. But if we can talk like the example which I have given, that I have been spent my most of the time in Spain, so I will be capable to speak now the language called Spanish. But this line, the second line, I have asked from the machine after lot of time, where it is like the first line has already been feed into the machine. Like initially I just feed into the machine that I have spent lots of time in Spain, and after this line I have done lots of work. Then after some time or few days, I just want to recall the same information in the form of like this, like I am now capable to speak Spanish. So RNN in this case is not capable to memorize such long term things. So what it does, it will gives us the solution. Okay, so we will see its solution. Let us just understand this concept in more better form. So recurrent nets are a powerful set of artificial neural network algorithms, specially useful for processing sequential data such as sound, time series data or written natural languages. But remember here one thing, it is having a very short term memory and it can memorize only easy words, okay, and like which comes in sequential form, and if once the sequence broke, then it is impossible almost for RNN to recall previous information. Okay, now problem in RNN, so it is like recurrent neural network suffer from short term memory, as I just said, and if a sequence is long enough, they'll have a hard time carrying information from earlier time steps to later ones. So if you are trying to process a paragraph of text to do predictions, RNN may leave out important information from the beginning. It is somehow like as if we have spent lots of good things, lots of time in our whole life, but at the age of elderly age, we just remember only important things. We forgot what we ate at the age of 1 or what we did at the age of 10, a normal routine life. We just memorize some important things, some better moments where we felt good or bad. Okay, so we as a human being capable to memorize those things which has happened in past, but it is almost impossible for RNN to memorize such things. RNN is simply capable to remember those things which is if we can say like RNN is capable to memorize only the things which is just happened a day before or a minute before or an hour before. So this is the difference of RNN with the LSTM. Okay, so this is the problem of RNN, and the solution came in front in the form of LSTM. Okay, so what LSTM does, LSTM is capable to memorize all those things also which has happened in past life. Fine, like LSTM is even capable to memorize the things which has happened in your childhood, some good and bad memories, so that you can recall all those moments, okay, to feel better, or sometimes to take some experiences, to remember your experiences, like childhood stories when your grandfather, grandmother tell you. Okay, so LSTM works like this only. So if we can understand this concept with the help of one example, we can move into this slide just after 2 slides. So this is the example in which as you can say, if you want to buy a live cereal box, so what you do, you simply read the review and then determine if someone thought it was good or not, or it is bad. Okay, so if as you can see, it is written here that amazing, this box of cereal gave me a perfectly balanced breakfast, as all things should be. I only ate half of it, but it will definitely be buying again. So what you remember in your mind, only few few words written here, like perfect balanced diet, or definitely buying again, and it is very good. So these are the words which just stuck with your memory, and you remember all these things. Like while going through various reviews, you just try to find out some good and bad things, and your mind is capable to remember all the good and bad things in a very frequent manner by simply focusing on some important words. Like in good review, you always found like it is amazing, it is perfect. So these are the words which gives you positive reviews. But when you are reading some negative reviews, you always find words like it is bad, not good, waste of money. So these are the words which you have remembered while reading your while reading the bad comments. Fine. So if you can read bad comments more, then you will come up into the conclusion that okay, this product is not good and you are not going to buy it. But if the good review you read more, then finally you came to the solution, or you came to the conclusion that yes, this product is good and I am going to buy it. So likewise, LSTM also work. LSTM for remembering long short-term memories, it also simply remembers important information, what is required, and the rest one it discards. So likewise, LSTM works with long-term memories also. So how does it work? As I said, LSTM is also a type of neural network. So this is the structure of LSTM, and it contains internal mechanisms called gates that can regulate the flow of information. So this is simple LSTM structure in which it is given what it is given, the gate. Okay, it works on 3 gates as you just see in this diagram. And what are those 3 gates? Number 1 is forget gate, number 2 is cell state, number 3 is input gate, and number 4 is output gate. So why number 4? I just said only 3. The extra you cannot say it's a state, but it is a you cannot say it is a gate, but it's a state, cell state, because for every word there is a separate network. Okay, so if your sentence is having 14 words, then you will be having 14 neural networks. So after processing one word inside the neural network, the cell state of LSTM got changed. Why? Because it remembers only important information and forget non-important or unnecessary data. So that is why after moving from one word to another, its cell state changes. Fine. Now, structure of LSTM, this we have just discussed. It has a chain structure that contains 4 neural networks and different memory blocks called cells. So whatever you have remembered, or whatever is going forward to the next neural network is just stored into the memory blocks, which are called cells. Okay, so LSTM memory is called cells, and information is retained by the cells, and the memory manipulations can be done by the gates. So there are 3 gates: forget gate, input gate, and output gate. But here we cannot goes into the detail of all these gates, because I have already given details of these gates in my other video, which is solely based on LSTM. Okay, I have given actually two videos. In one video I have explained about the gates of LSTM in comparison with RNN, and in my another video I have explained the working of LSTM gates. Okay, some animated pictures also I have attached, so if you people want to go through it, then it will be very beneficial for you. So now come to our gated recurrent unit or gated recurrent network. Okay, so this is GRU. So GRU is basically gated recurrent unit, and it is a type of LSTM which is called long short term memory network. So just like RNN, GRUs are able to effectively retain long term dependencies in sequential data. Fine. So it also uses gating mechanisms to control and manage the flow of information between cells in the neural network. Okay, so as you can see, if you want to read it again, then you can read it, because to learn machine learning, it is important that you can read each and every concept at least twice. Now next is GRU details. So this is the overall structure of a GRU cell. As you can see here also few gates are present. We can just understand it. So here hidden state, which is called HT-1. Here one input is also present, which is called XT. Here two gates are present, update gate and reset gate, and here from this part the output has come, and here new hidden state HT. So you just guys try to see that, just take a look and memorize. We have just covered that in LSTM we were having three types of gates: for gate, input gate and output gate, but here we found only two gates that are called update gate and reset gate. So this is the biggest difference in between GRU and LSTM, and if you want to remember, you can remember this also. Now so the structure of the GRU allows it to adaptively capture dependencies from large sequences of data without discarding information from earlier parts of the sequence. Okay, this is achieved through its gating units, and similar to the ones in LSTMs, which solve the vanishing or exploding gradient problem of traditional RNNs. So basically it does not discard any value, it simply allows it to adaptively capture dependencies from large sequence of data without discarding information. Okay, it just keeping everything, but just focusing on the dependent variables or the dependent words. Fine. So it is not discarding. This is the second difference. Now these gates are responsible for regulating the information. So how does it regulate the information to be kept or discarded at each time step? Okay, so I think you must be capable to understand what is the meaning of time step. So here the time step means every time, either second or every time the clock ticks. Okay, so just take a closer look into this diagram. Here one GRU cell is there in which you have fed input, and then some information goes to the hidden state, and from this one output has generated. Then again this hidden state gives information to the next cell, then next input has been given, and then likewise it goes until we found our related information. Okay, so as you can see here, uh, uh, multiple GRU cells are working simultaneously to give you the proper data. Okay, so these gates are responsible for regulating the information to be kept or discarded at each time. See, it is not mandatory for GRU cell to just keep everything and not discard it. It is it can discard or it can keep, but its main purpose is just to remember, or it just as it is written here, it is just extract the dependent information from the large sequence of data. Okay, so sometimes it can discard, but sometimes it can kept also all the informations inside it. Okay, now, so other than its internal gating mechanisms, the GRU functions just like an RNN, where sequential data is consumed by the GRU cell at each time step along with the memory, or otherwise known as the hidden state. So the working mechanism of GRU is very much similar to the RNN, because it works like very much similar to the RNN, where the information are not discarded most of the time, and it keep on going with the previous memorized information. Okay, and the things can added to the previously processed information which are moving in the flow. Okay, so this is called GRU cell, and each time step along with the memory, or otherwise known as the hidden state. So here the memory is called hidden state also. Fine. So the hidden state is then refed into the RNN cell together with the next input in the sequence. Okay, so this process continues like a relay system, producing the desired output. If you can see the relay race, what happens there, it is like many people are standing at their places, and one person starts running by keeping a relay in their hand, and while when they starts running, they have to go or reach at one point, at the point where the next person is standing and waiting of the relay passing. So after reaching to that person's place, the first one has given its relay to the next person, and likewise the race continues by passing relays from one person to another and goes till the end. So likewise the things are happening here also. Here also the process continues like a relay system and producing the desired output. Okay, so how does basically it really work? So the ability of the GRU to hold on to long-term dependencies or memory stems from the computations within the GRU cell to produce the hidden state. And while LSTMs have two different states passed between the cells, the cell state and the hidden state, which carry the long and short term memory respectively. And here GRUs only have one hidden state transferred between the time steps, and this hidden state is able to hold both the long term and short term dependencies at the time due to the gating mechanisms and computations that had the hidden state and input data go through. Okay, now so these are the two this is the difference in between GRU and LSTM. Here in GRU, when input has gone inside it, then only one state is working. Okay, like it is written here, only the hidden state is working, but in LSTM cell state and hidden state both are required. Okay, so as you can see here, cell state is required, and here hidden state is required. Fine. So this is also one of the difference in between GRU and LSTM. Now the GRU cell contains only two gates. This is a theory which is related to the previous diagram, and it says that the GRU cell contains only two gates, the update gate and the reset gate. And just like the gates in LSTMs, these gates in the GRU are trained to selectively filter out any irrelevant information while keeping what's useful. So these gates are essentially vectors containing values between 0 to 1, which will be multiplied with the input data or hidden state or hidden state. So a 0 value in the gate vectors indicates that the corresponding data in the input or hidden state is unimportant and will therefore return as 0. So on the other hand, a 1 value in the gate vector means that the corresponding data is important and will be used. Now this is the GRU architecture, as you can see here, and this is what we were talking about. One update gate is there and one reset gate is there. So let us just understand all these gates one by one. So what does update gate does? It simply the next we'll have to create reset gate. First we understand reset gate. In the first step we will be creating the reset gate. This gate is derived and calculated using both the hidden state from the previous time steps and the input data at the current time step, as you can see here. Okay, reset gate. So this is what it does. Reset gate. Next is update gate. Next we will have to create the update gate just like the reset gate. The gate is computed using the previous hidden state and the current input data. Okay, you can see this here. This is how the update gate works. Some hidden state previous time step is here can be represented as ht minus 1. And the current input, which you can say input xt. So both are added, and after applying some activation functions, or you can say sigmoid, it will generate a result for update gate, and then this update gate generates some result for the multiplication purpose. Now after getting the outputs from both the gates, we will then sum up or combine the outputs. In the last step we will be reusing the update gate and obtaining the updated hidden state. So likewise we can find out our first output from the first gated recurrent network. Students, as I just said, that for processing any text data which is in the form of a sentence, only one neural network is not sufficient. You need more than one gated neural networks, which is completely based on like how long your sentence is. Okay, so you need multiple gated recurrent units. So this is the end of today's video lecture. I hope you found the information useful. In my next video I will try to recover more important information, where I'll try to cover up to give you the difference in between GRU and LSTM. Okay, so thank you so much. These are the references.